Are you or do you know the parent of a child in grades kindergarten through 8? Do you or that person live in the District of Columbia? If you answered yes to these two questions, then you should know that the Community Academy Public Charter School, or CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C., is a tuition-free public educational opportunity available for your family or theirs. As we've learned over the past few weeks, there are a number of reasons that lead parents and students to look beyond traditional brick and mortar schools to distance education programs. The most common include the need for learning at an accelerated pace and or course opportunities not available at the local school, students needing remediation, credit recovery for previously failed courses or grades, or identified as potential dropouts. To accommodate the non-traditional work, travel hours of parents or students, and or medical issues prohibiting students from attending face-to-face classes. Whatever the need of the parent or student for seeking a distance education program, CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C. seems ready to accommodate. Being the CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C. is the distance education arm of the Dorothy I. Height Community Academy Public Charter School, or Community Academy for short, partnered with the Herndon, Virginia-based virtual education company K-12. Their mission and organizational structure are twofold. While Community Academy promotes a mission of creating a caring learning community where students acquire the knowledge, skills, and habits of mind to think critically, to read, to write, speak and listen effectively, to reason mathematically, to inquire scientifically, and to develop the social competence that ensures meeting the qualifications for acceptance into a competitive high school. K-12's mission, to quote the website, remains steadfast: to provide any child access to exceptional curriculum and tools that enable him or her to maximize his or her success in life, regardless of geographic, financial, or demographic circumstance. As such, CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C. ascribes to honor both missions. They do so with an organizational structure similar to that of a franchise. Community Academy, interested in offering a distance education opportunity for students in grades K through 8 living within the District of Columbia boundaries, created or contracted K-12 to provide such service. Thus, Community Academy's John Tracy Sloan, who is the head of CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C., and his administrative team are responsible for coordinating community marketing events online and in person, processing registrations, ensuring students meet local educational requirements and participate in mandatory testing to include the mandates of No Child Left Behind and criteria reference competency tests, coordinating local field trips for students, providing face-to-face assistance for students and training coaches, hiring, supervising, and paying local qualified teachers, and finally, updating and maintaining the school's website. Partner K-12 is responsible for answering general inquiries about CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C., assisting with student registration, coordinating online virtual field trips, training teachers, developing and maintaining online curriculum, providing curriculum materials and technical assistance, and providing the platform for the school website. Because of some of the overlapping organizational responsibilities of CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C. and K-12, an examination of the school's website for effectiveness for parents and students in conveying the strengths and limitations of the school is a great place to guide decision making. However, scanning the pages of the site answers some questions and generates others. For instance, browsing the website, parents and students learn for who and why CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C. was created, and what role they play in the virtual school and local Washington, D.C. community, their connection to Community Academy, the regulatory environment of CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C., to include a bio about head of school John Tracy Sloan and operations manager Eve Hassan, the educational background and experience of online teacher Nancy Brosnahan, an overview of how the program works, which seeks to dispel myths associated with online schools, highlights of the K through 8 curriculum with prompts and links to try a sample lesson, upcoming community events to include virtual and face-to-face field trips and information sessions, general and more specific facts about the program to include questions and answers about necessary technology, additional materials, and CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C.'s ability to serve students with special needs. And lastly, numerous prompts and means for individuals seeking additional information. To the novice parent or student, this virtual school website may seem like a comprehensive overview of the program provided by CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C. However, as an experienced distance education student, it raised quite a few questions, to include, are Mr. Sloan and Ms. Hassan the only virtual school administrators? If there is more than one, or if there are more, why are they not featured on the website? If they are the only two, what and how do they manage their responsibilities? This question was doubly important considering Mr. Sloan was also listed as one of the online teachers, and that the only other being Ms. Brosnan. Are there other teachers and or do the current number and grade level of students enrolled only require one or two teachers? Which brings up another question. Approximately how many students are enrolled at CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C.? Is this number high or low for the number of years the program has been in existence? Better yet, when was the program established? I would assume sometime prior to 2008, since the website highlights that CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C. met adequate yearly progress, or AYP for short, for that year. But in the years since, have they not made AYP, and or has this website just not been updated to reflect this information? The answers to these questions and more can be critical when researching a virtual school. If it is the case of the school administrator not taking the time to update the website, a critical selling point for most services nowadays, and even more so for an online school, does this administration have the skills to facilitate online learning via this platform? Unfortunately, customer support specialist Tiffany was only able to answer a few of these questions in my interview of her. Working for K-12, she explained the division of labor discussed at the beginning of the presentation. With that, she identified the questions she could and could not answer. For instance, she said that CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C. has quite a few teachers trained to provide instruction. However, she could not speak to why the website only featured one. Same thing with the administrative breakdown at the local level. She was not sure as to who, what, or how administrative tasks were or are handled. When I inquired about AYP for years since 2008-2009, she said that I would be better to speak with a local administrator. Otherwise, she and other representatives that respond to website-initiated requests for more information only possess and provide limited comments about the CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C. division, but are more than willing to answer questions about the K-12 program. Phone tag with Mr. Sloan caused these questions to remain unanswered. Thus, it seems to learn more about the local responsibilities and offerings of CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C., one should explore resources such as attending a face-to-face information session, reviewing the Community Academy website. Even though Mr. Sloan and CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C. are barely mentioned, it may provide some background for the program's development and monitoring, and or try to connect with one of the 11 or 2 individuals that like CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C. on Facebook or Google, respectively. In contrast, K-12 appears to be a quality platform for student learning in core curriculum subjects and can be further explored via their website, YouTube channel, and features in the news. For a complete list of links to informational resources for CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C., the local division, or the K-12 partner, please take a look at the attached handout. Otherwise, to recap, CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C. is the distance education arm of the bricks and mortar charter school, Community Academy. Online education leader K-12 provides the curriculum and learning platform for the school. The student body is comprised of children in grades kindergarten through 8th residing in the District of Columbia. They are a full-time, free public school option that aligns with the educational regulations of Washington, D.C. Courses are conducted online and allow students complete lessons at a pace that he or she is comfortable with. Teachers can interact synchronously or asynchronously, online or over the phone, and or set up home visits with families. whatever is necessary to meet the needs of individual students. CAPCS Online of Washington, D.C.'s website provides some relevant information, but mostly about the K-12 partner offerings. Thus, for complete understanding of the program's strengths and weaknesses to guide decision making, it's best to investigate the additional resources included with this presentation. Thank you.